Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Quest VIII. Today we are hopefully going to get the crystal ball, I think. The only reason I say I think is I'm not quite sure about my equipment. I mean, I'm still using the stuff from the very start of the game, plus a pot lid and a shield that looks like it's seen better days. However, we will be going into the waterfall cave for a very simple reason that there is some treasure that I want to get first off. In terms of levels, I mean, I think we're fine. I've got some healing, I've got some medical herbs if need be. And I mean, the cave's not horrific. What I thought I might talk about today is the occasional audio stuttering you might hear. That's because I'm running the game on PCSX2, which, if you weren't aware, is a PS2 game emulator. I'm thinking about doing an entire video just kind of showing off my settings as opposed to trying to lump it into one of these videos. But I love obviously 60 frames a second. This being the PAL version of the game, however, it's only supposed to run at 30, which is why if you've played the game you might think, why is my character running faster? I'm not sure if the distance travelled is faster, but his animation is definitely faster. There's a nice little dynamic feature as well. If you've just seen that the slimes didn't notice my presence, so I get the first hit on them. But because I'm running a PAL version of the game at 60 frames a second, it does occasionally cause some oddities. Personally, I feel like the benefit of the 60 frames is greater than the occasional audio stuttering. I mean, I barely notice it anymore. But you might be wondering, if you know almost anything about computers and stuff like that, why aren't I playing the NTSC version, which, if you aren't aware, runs at 60 frames a second. It's or around about. It's a whole thing. I mean, I've watched several videos on it and things like that, but anyway, the important thing to know is NTSC is about 60 and PAL. Oop. Yep, we found it. Yeah. So that's not really important at this point in the game, that information, but later on it is quite an important thing to know that Medea and Trode stay outside. That is what we're here for. Oop. There you go, that little chest. Right. So, yeah, that's the only reason of occasional audio stutterings. I mean, personally, I feel like the increased animation speed, it speeds up these battles. I mean, to that you might just say, well, you know, play the 3DS version. It has a speed up function. It's just personal preference, in all honesty. It's personal preference. I grew up playing this version of the game, and this is the one I really love. And the NTSC version does have some slight title changes, which is being really picky, but again, I prefer this one. This chest is something that we'll see quite a lot. There you go. In all dungeons, or 90% of the dungeons in this game, you will be able to find a map that will show you the layout of the cave, which is really useful in some cases. I mean, personally, I basically have memorized every cave, so I don't really need the maps, but occasionally they come in useful, primarily. So yeah, it's important to know what's in these chests before you come in here yourself, because otherwise you end up buying equipment you don't actually need. I mean, I'm not exactly struggling in here, and I'm still using the beginning of the game equipment. There we go. They're dead. I mean, I feel like I should be cutting some of these out, but at the same time, it's nice to talk through them. Ooh, that was weird. See, there are little things like this that affect. It's because it's an emulator. I mean, the amount of settings I've had to tweak just to get it to run this well is unbelievable. If anyone's done some emulating, you know what I'm talking about. But the NTSC version, I also believe the water looks... If you've ever seen an untextured block in Minecraft, that's what it looks like. Kind of pink, and it's also got some static-looking colours in there. These are some new enemies, some mischievous moles. I've got no abilities still, don't I? Very, very simplistic fighting styles in this beginning part of the game. But they do pack a punch for this point in the game, especially since you don't normally find just one or two. You know, you normally find a couple together. And oh yeah, they're displaying the tension. So we can. I can't. Psych. I think that's how you say it. Psych up. Me and Yangus can use that ability, and basically what that does is it increases your damage the next time you attack. There's level 6. Yeah, we're going to be great for fighting, for doing this cave. Let's keep buffing his axes. Yeah, so you can psych up and your tension increases, and then when you eventually do an attack, it does more damage than a normal attack would do. It's sort of like a forced critical, if you want to think of it in that way. Fire Spirit. I don't think you've seen one of these, because the episode I found one, I didn't record it because I'm an idiot. Yeah, tension isn't something that I generally use an awful lot until very late in the game. There's my level increase. So you can see, even though we've both got the same amount of XP like I showed in the last video, well, we're still level up at different times. So there's no way you can... I mean, I tried to keep it all together, if that makes sense. Let's increase that to 7. No? Okay. I tried to... Yeah, you can try keeping them leveling up evenly. I mean, that's what I like to do. But it's never going to happen perfectly. Okay. Some skippers. I mean, look at the monster design. It's great. Who on earth ever thought, I know, let's stick a giant fuzzy ball in a shoe? The decelerate spell I just cast has obviously decreased our agility, our acceleration, which means that they're likely going to be able to attack us before we attack them. So it's things like that that the first time I played through, in fact the first like 5 times I played through, granted I was only like 10, I never picked up on what that actually did, because, you know, to my young mind, if it didn't decrease my health, it didn't affect me. But apart from poison, every effect wears off as soon as you get out of battle. So you're never going to end up going through a cave and be really bogged down by what are they called? I know what I'm talking about. Things like poison, curses, sleep, disabilities, if you want to call them that. Okay, I've completely lost the word. Anyway, this guy's talking to us. A peddler came along earlier. I didn't point him out, but there was a guy in that first water section of this cave. This is the guy he's talking about. That's the guy he's talking about. We have to fight him to get any further, okay. Yeah, we're brave enough to fight him. And he's a wimp. I'm gonna let you through. Go on, be careful. No, I'm fighting you. There you go, wimp. Yep, we'll fight you. I don't think I've ever done this with the starting game equipment. This could be quite interesting, because this guy is tougher than all the other enemies around here. If I'll attack and Yangus can tension up. Oh yeah, so some monsters have that attack he's just done. The idea is that he's just tried to do a lot of damage in one go, a desperate attack, but failed. Later in the game we'll see monsters very similar to him, that when they do these desperate attacks and succeed, they do an identical animation, but they actually connect with the weapon. There we go, he's down. That was easy. Don't know what I was worried about. And he falls over. But let's heal Yangus. There we go. Yeah, at this point in the game, it's mostly just about keeping your HP up. Watching that you plan around your MP as well is also important when you've got so little of it at this point. Another guy we can talk to? Let's see what he says. Slurp. Guess what? This path is a dead end. Okay. Yeah, we'll believe him. It is a dead end, but it's treasure. Yeah, so this is where we're gonna go get the treasure chest in here. And that slime was that slime. I believe if you tell him no, he basically has he basically goes in a bit of a grumpy mood with you and doesn't tell you that the chest's up here. But those monsters walking around in the wilderness, don't think you can walk up and talk to them. It's very rare that you can talk to the monsters. Most of the times they'll be hostile to you. I can think of about a handful of monsters in the entire game that you can actually interact with. And most of whom you don't actually see until far later in the game. So yeah, let's get this sword. See, I know what it is. It's a new sword. I mean, yeah, okay. It's just spamming attack. I mean, to be honest, to me, I do this. I do this basically without thinking. It's just spam attack. Is my HP okay? Spam attack. It gets really interesting later in the game, though. I think I read somewhere it was probably as like an advertisement for the game or something. The combat, actually, it's on the back of the case. That's where I've read it. The combat is easy. What was it? Something on the lines of easy to grasp, difficult to master, which I think is really accurate. Okay. A copper sword. See, if you'd bought one, you're now you've just lost some money. I mean, it's no big deal. I'm going to equip that copper sword because it gives us more attack. And, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if someone was yelling at me to equip this to someone. Yangus already has one, but the hero doesn't. So again, if you bought the hero a leather hat, you've just wasted money. You know, it's just little foresights like this in the game which are invaluable. I'm debating whether I go buy the hero some more armor. Or... Actually, do you know what? We'll go get the crystal ball now, I think. Am I being overly cocky? Probably. But to be honest, every time I've watched someone Let's Play Dragon Quest, let's face it, we've all got that little sadistic streak in us that just says, I want you to die. I want your party to get wiped out. And hell, I guess I'll deliver on it. I'm quite good at fighting. I mean, I'm a high enough level. I have a tendency to over level because I'm normally trying to make sure I don't get wiped out. My experience. But yeah, I mean to be honest, normally I would have bought more medical herbs. I would have more MP and because normally what I do is, if you're trying to do this, is your MP at this point in the game can't be replenished unless you go to an inn. So the best strategy, really, whilst you're getting to the crystal ball, is to have a load of medical herbs in your bag, because that way you heal yourself, and when you get to the crystal ball at the end, you're gonna have full health, full MP. You can fill your inventories with medical herbs, and you're just generally as prepared as you could physically be. At the moment, I'm going in with a disadvantage because I've not got a full inventory full of medical herbs, and both mine and Yanks' MP is low. This will be interesting, especially when I'm getting attacked by a load of mischievous moles, because at the moment, every piece of damage I'm taking it's gonna affect me. God. See, there you go. The mole with, I'm guessing, 5 tension. He did 2 more points of damage. And that's double, if you think about it. And, I mean, it won't always be double for 5 tension, things like that, but it just shows that later on in the game, especially, enemies that can use tension, they're really dangerous. Waterfall ahead, no littering, okay? That seems like a fair enough rule. Has Yangus learnt healed? No, he hasn't, because you get it through humanity. Right, I know I said not to use them, but I've got them, so let's stick Yangus with an ammo Seco Essence and me with one, I guess. Actually, let's stick Yangus with another medical herb. I've got... No, I'll leave it like that for now. Alright. The main reason you want to get to level 6 before you come in here, by the way, is this evac spell, which, when cast, basically teleports you out of a dungeon. So that's the other reason you never want your MP to get horrifically low. Let's get close to the... I mean, you might guess that this isn't going to be a simple case of pick up the crystal ball, but I am not getting... I've not seen any dancing devils. That's something interesting. Dancing devils are essentially their name. They're red creatures that look a little devilish in trousers dancing. And they're normally quite a pain because they can do some decent damage. But again, I could be biased. I mean, the thing about this game is the amount of times that I'll do something which isn't the most efficient. I mean, I know I've said that I can play this game really efficiently, but it's the fun you get from playing the game. I'll give a very vague example. Later on in the game, you have basically a choice between a weapon which is really flashy and strong, or a weapon that's not as flashy, not as strong, but technically does more damage. And I go with the flashy one every time. I won't be in this one because it's a sword, but yeah, it's... I mean, let's face it, if you play the game so efficiently that you don't enjoy it as much, then that's pointless. I like to play this game efficiently enough to satisfy my need to be efficient. Oh wow, that was cool. 2 criticals. But still enjoy it to its full extent. Okay, now the hero is going to be fighting the majority, so I've used his medical herbs, and you'll see why in a second. Crystal Ball's going to reach out and take it? Yep.
Surprise! Surprise! Meet Giza. I am the master of this waterfall.
Ah, Giza. He's an odd fellow.
Oh, how long is she been? How many people have gone and come?
Yeah, that's not... This isn't typos or badly voice acted and things like that. This is literally how he talks.
10 long years and more. I've waited 10 years, I tell you. All the time hoping for the left one. I mean, the right one to come.
Okay. See, he gets everything mixed up.
But
for him.
with the introductions. Now, for the moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Does this Bristol call, crystal ball belong to you?
If you say no, he tells you to get lost, and it's again a case of you have to come and say yes again, so I'm just going to save us the time. Yep, it's mine.
At last we fit mace to mace. You half-wit human!
Yeah, that never made sense to me. At last we meet face to face. It's so obvious now, but there we go.
Now I'll teach you a moron. I mean, a lesson you won't forget.
Okay, and here we go. Our first boss battle of the game. So this is somewhere I'm going to use a little bit of tension. Yanks is going to attack. Okay. Okay, that didn't affect it. But you see how the that white light came in front of the hero? Basically, in this fight, he cannot he cannot be affected by the cursed mist, but Yangus can. So really, this is one of the very few battles where using the hero as the main attack is going to be beneficial. Now, technically, I should heal Yangus. Just gonna have to have a drink now. Technically, if you're playing safe, you have to think multiple turns ahead. So at the moment, the hero can survive 3 hits from Giza. Yangus, if he took another hit next turn, he'd be in danger of dying. Like, if I don't heal him now, he's in danger of dying. But equally, at the moment, it's incredibly wasteful to have him attack, given I know how Giza, his attack patterns. So Yangus is now taken damage. So I'm now going to use the hero to heal him, because the hero has slightly more agility. We can also make Yangus defend. See, there you go. But just in case Giza had attacked Yangus, we don't want him... We want him surviving as best, as much as possible. Because as soon as you lose one character, that's when you can easily start to really struggle. Sizz, the first example of an offensive spell we've seen. Let's have... It's really difficult. Normally I'm like really powerful for this, and so I can just kind of blast my way through it, but let's have us both attack. If I've got to keep talking at the same time, it's really weird. Normally I'm really silent and focusing on the fight, but... Okay, let's have him use a medical herb, because I don't want to use all my MP, because if I use it all up, then we're going to struggle getting out of here. Yangus should be able to attack it should be able to survive any attack from Giza with 19 HP, so we're going to have him attack. See, that's actually good, because despite the fact Yangus now can't move and loses a turn, he hasn't taken any more damage. I'm concerned about the hero's health, so I'm going to have him attack so he can defend next turn if need be. Oh, wow. Okay. That's really not good. Might be slightly scuppered here. Oh no, thank God he went first. So, yeah, normally I'm used to Giza doing about the same amount of damage to the hero as he does to Yangus. But evidently, without the upgraded armor that the hero normally has, this is going to be a lot tighter than normal. So yeah, you can see that I'm essentially, in theory, wasting medical herbs by not using up them to their full 30 points of damage, 30 points of healing. But you want to be safe in these boss battles. Have the hero attack. Yangus can use another medical herb on him, because of just how much damage Giza does to the hero for some reason. I mean, in theory, see, we would have wanted Giza to go first there, but you can't risk it really. And that's going to cause us problems. That's really going to cause us problems. Oh, dang it. Okay, I need to use a medical herb on myself. Yangus can attack. See, I'm cutting it really close here. I know you're all rooting for me to lose. That's what I always do. Oh, okay. Let's have the hero heal himself. He's gonna have to, and then Yang's gonna. Oh, there goes the hero, and there goes Giza. Oh. So, okay, that's a lot closer than my battles with Giza normally are. But you'll see here, Yangus has received the experience points, but the hero hasn't because he died. So there is, but to be honest, 107 will make that back up easily. Yangus's level is increased. Oh, I've just realised as well, if the hero stays dead, Yangus is going to have to walk out of here on his own. Oh, this isn't fun. It's got 4 skill points. Stick it in axes. There you go. See the strength. I'm really hoping the hero will get resurrected here.
Oh, the pain, the pain. Oh, my old wound. Ever since I got this, I've not been right quite.
Ah, so
And it's all
that's
because
why.
of you. What? You don't know what I'm talking about? Then
Oh, he sussed us out.
you're not the true owner of this crystal ball. No, the same, the same.
I don't really understand that, given that well, the thing is, if his beef in essence was with the owner of the crystal ball, we lied to him, but now he's beaten up over it.
So
Oh well, plot.
strong enough to withstand my fearsome might. You are no tortune fella.
Well, technically, I did die, but
Wait, could you be the waterfall rears many humors, you know?
here's many rumours.
I hear that a castle called Trodane has been cursed. That it was overrun by thorns. And that only one person inside survived. He set off on a journey, leaving a course and heart with a lone driver.
Horse and cart. Some of these might be obvious to everyone, but just in case someone doesn't get it. And back into pre-rendered videos. So there's us when Trodane was overrun in the opening sequences.
As I thought, that was you!
Yep.
I don't know what you want with this crystal ball, but it's yours now. I accept the hands. Or is it defeat?
I always think that one was clever. We got the crystal ball. Okay, I've taken it and put it in the bag. I hope that means I'm alive.
One last thing. Should you meet the true owner of this crystal ball, tell him this from me. Don't throw things in the forewater. So, where they fell. Oh, the pain, the pain, the pain of my own.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm alive. Okay, so the reason that's happened is sometimes in cutscenes, it seems really picky as well. In certain cutscenes in the game, if your character is needed, but you're dead, it will resurrect you and give you half health. So thankfully, that means we can evac from the cave. There we go. Something's not adding up, actually. I've always assumed that Geezer's had the wound for ages, because he had an old wound. We're gonna zoom back using a Chimera Wing, I think. But Trodane can't have been overrun that far away. I mean, we're gonna find out later in the game just how close Trodane and Fairbury are. So, and I mean, Kaldarasha only got rid of his crystal ball because Rylus kind of died or was going to die, and it can't have taken Dormagus that long to get from Trodane to here, and so Kaldarasha, I mean, in theory, he can't have had lost his crystal ball for more than a week. I mean, a couple weeks, maybe maximum. I don't know. Anyway, let's go give it back to him. Oop. He doesn't look happy.
I knew you would return before long. And it seems you have done as Valentina asked. You see, even with a glass ball, the great Calderasha's eyes see further than you realize. But you are meddling in matters that do not concern you.
Are you sure? I mean, she asked us.
And you are wasting your time. You can bring back my crystal ball as many times as you like. I will just throw it away again. What? Don't throw things in the waterfall. It might open up an old wound. What on earth are you talking about?
See, the way this game works is when the hero talks, it's Chewbacca, in essence. You know, they repeat everything that he's kind of said in this kind of fashion.
Enough. Listen to me. No one knows why
I'm not even looking at it
away
now.
my crystal ball. Even Valentina has no idea. I'm not about to confide in a stranger. Give it to me! This time I will smash it into 1,000,000 pieces, so it never finds its way back to me again!
A bit rude. I mean, come on. I died getting this back.
Stop! Please stop, Father.
Oh no, she heard.
I know. I've known for ages. I know why you threw away your crystal ball.
You know? So you know about your real parents?
Yes. And I don't blame you for their death.
Ooh. So she's adopted, in essence.
Why not? How can you not blame me, Valentina? How can you not hate me?
Because you were just fortune-telling. Just doing what you do best. I was too young to remember, but you were once a truly great fortune-teller, weren't you, Father? No one knew where my parents had fled to, but to you, it was as clear as day.
Ah. Back then, there was nothing I could not see. The great Calderasha was known all over the world. I was walking on air. Fortune-telling was my life. It was my soul.
Ooh, so pretty deep backstory for like kind of the first mini quest in the game.
I thought only of myself, be they good or bad. I cared not who asked me to use my crystal ball. I lived for the vision.
It's all right, Father. You're a good man. You took me in and raised me, didn't you? When I was just a helpless baby.
I like her accent.
I want
think I've said
to
that
see
before.
it for myself. I want to see the great Calderasha in all his glory. I want to see your magnificent powers at work again, Father.
Oh, my sweet Valentina.
Okay, so we've been given a free kip in their beds upstairs. What we get? Yangus is still snoring his head off, but we can go downstairs and maybe finally get some answers about where Dormagus is. I mean, that's what the whole point was, wasn't it?
So, you are awake at last. It is already past midday. You must have been exhausted.
Now, see, that can't be true. We can either rest till evening or we can stay overnight. There's no in between.
I must thank you and your friend. Look, I have put my crystal ball back where it belongs. Many years have passed since I gazed into the crystal like this.
Kind of sounds like he's on drugs.
For returning it to me. What is this?
My God, the
Yes,
mists are coming out of the
yes,
wall now.
I see it. I see it. There is a jester. A jester breaking through the southern checkpoint. Yes, the mists are clearing. And the same jester murdered Master Rylos. Yes, the mists are clearing. Can it be? Surely not. He has changed. But there can be no mistake. It has to be Master Rylos' former pupil, Dulmagos.
My god, what a shocking discovery.
What?
Oop, Yangs is up.
Gov, he said Dolmagus, right? That's our man. That's the evil magician you and the old granddad are after, innit?
Granddad's great.
So where'd he go after that? What else can you deduct?
What else? Let me look deeper. Huh? What's this?
Oh no. Could it be?
Yes, no question. This is definitely my old crystal ball, but look here. It has been chipped. Huh. It must have hit something very hard to do this damage. And look, someone has scratched some letters next to the chip. What? Half-wit? Who's the half-wit? What ignorant lowlife would do this to my crystal ball?
You did chuck it in a waterfall. What was he expecting?
What? When I asked what else you could see, I didn't mean on the ball, I meant in the ball. Whatever. Oh, come on, Gov.
Yeah, Yangs has had enough. Let's get out of here. Okay, so I mean, I think Valentina's in here, and we can talk to her, and she'll just thank us. One thing I'm going to point out at the moment, though, is if she's not related to Calderasha, then how the hell is she kind of fortune-tellery enough to see the crystal ball? And we're off. Okay, so first boss battle down. Next time we're going to be hot on the heels of Dulmagus. Thank you so much for watching, and next time we'll be on to our second town in his pursuit. Okay, see you then.